With this presentation, I will explain setting up the and the purpose of the construction fees and so forth, or the project fees. Under setup, you go to project fees. In here, in Queensland, we have three major statutory fees, like QBCC, or the Queensland Building Construction Commission, which is an insurance fee, QLeave, which is the portable long service leave fee in Queensland, and the construction insurance fee, which is the insurance of the building as you're actually constructing that particular building. To set up the way builder costs works, like if you don't have QBCC fees applicable in your state, you simply press down the no button, and they won't be calculated within the estimate. I'll leave it pressed down here. Same with QLeave. If you don't have that, just to press that. Now, in your own state, if you're not in Queensland, in Western Australia, I know they have an insurance scheme, and this procedure has been successfully set up by people in that state to calculate their fees. QLeave, if you don't have it, as I say, just to press the no button. And the construction insurance is the insurance for the structure as you build it, and you've got the IDs. Now, just to explain these IDs, this ID is the item ID in the price list that represents the fee. If I double left click on here or click on Get, you'll notice it'll open it up on the QBCC fee. Because that fee is already linked to, or that ID is linked to that particular fee, then it opens at that fee. If it doesn't have that in there, then you would find the QBCC fee within the price list here, and then simply just double left click on it, and it would put that value in here. Now, with regards to Queensland, the fee starts on any value over $3,300. So we set the starting value at 3,301. So even though that yes button's depressed, if the contract price doesn't equal 3,301 or is not greater than $3,301, it won't be calculated within the estimate, and I'll demonstrate that later for you. Now, with regards to QLeave, same process. Double click here if you wish, QLeave, double left click on the ID you want. That then links that particular fee to that item in the price list. Now, QLeave in Queensland is calculated at 0.475 of the contract price. The fee doesn't kick in until $150,000. So in fact, if the contract price is less than $150,000, that fee won't be calculated even if you've got that button to press. So the user has total and absolute control over how those fees are charged. Down here, for example, if I blank this one out and then say Get, then it just opens up the lookup for anything in the price list that's labelled as a cost. So if I do a search on here and say construction, insurance, we don't have to put the whole word in. Click here and construction insurance, so it finds construction insurance for us. So if we look over here, there's nothing in there now. If I double click here, it puts that particular item in here. Now, you can determine what percentage that your fee, that your insurance would be calculated at. We use 0.5. So 0.5. So it's going to calculate the insurance at 0.5% of the contract price. So I'll depress that and say yes. Now, if I put a value in here of $3,300 and say calculate the fees, the only thing that's calculated is the insurance, because there's no limitation on where the insurance starts. The QLeave starts at 150, and the QBCC starts at 3,301. So if I reset those values and put here 3,301 now and say calculate the fees, you'll notice that we get the minimum fee of $211.20. So this will give you an idea how you have control over it all. So let's reset those values again, and we go to a value here of 150,000. Calculate the fees, and there we go. These ones start at 150, so it's calculated the QLeave, the QBCC, and the insurance. So you can use this in here just as a calculator to calculate those fees for you, even if you don't have an estimate to apply them to. So if you've done an estimate by hand and you just want to calculate the fees, you can use this tool to do exactly that. Now, how do we adjust the fees in the lookup table? If you click on the button down here that says adjust the QBCC fees, and these are the only ones that relate to a lookup because these others are set values that we input. So these fees here, you'll notice here that we've got a minimum charge of 211. Now where do they come from? If we look at this fee here, you'll see, first of all, we'll notice that the premium's gone up. So looking at these fees here, we've got a premium starting at $218.60. So clearly that has gone up. So if we come back here, you'll see that this is $211.20. So what is the increase? I've calculated it at 3.50378%. So in fact we can automatically adjust these by a percentage. So if we put that figure in here, 3.50378, it'll only accept up to there. So we'll round that one up to 3.04 and say adjust these fees, and we say yes, and you'll see now that if I go back here, this is 218.60, come back to here and 218.60. These haven't updated here yet, so I'll just close that and come back here. You'll see that they now are represented actually to what the BSA fees are. So if you want to, you can change these fees individually, or if you like, use that percentage to adjust them as I've just shown you. So that's how you can adjust the fees. If in your state you want to use this methodology, you can remove all of these items here and only put in what you need. So there's an example of how those fees can be adjusted and calculated. So there you have it. That's how you adjust your fees, and as I said, you've got control over whether you want these calculated or not. If you don't want to have anything to do with this, just press no on each of these items here. So that's the end of this presentation.